Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're cooking pork chops on the grill. I'm going to cook these on the Green Mountain pellet grill, seared first on my propane grill. Now, when you try them at home, you can cook them on a wood pellet grill, cook them on a propane grill, charcoal grill, in the oven, on the stove in a pan. It doesn't really matter how you cook them, just that you do need to cook pork to 145 degrees to be all the way done. Let me take a real quick second. Please go ahead and like my video. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, subscribe to my channel, and click the bell. You'll get notifications when I post new videos. Today, I'm going to use garlic powder to season these and a little bit of Chef Gino's barbecue rub. This is a local recipe, so unfortunately, you can't get it on Amazon. I'm going to post their website if they have one in a link right down here in the description. But let's get these guys seasoned. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to use garlic powder and we're going to use this other rub. So first thing you want to do is get a decent coat of garlic powder on here. Alright, let's get some of this Gino's rub on here. And we're going to let this sit probably for about 30 minutes before we get them on the grill, because we want this seasoning to soak into the meat as much as possible. And these are room temperature pork chops. They're about a pound a piece. So we're gonna get this on real good. I like to get the fat covered too on the edges, so that way the fat is nice and tasty. Some people like to eat pork fat, some people don't. I kind of like it, so I'm going to keep it. So we got these coated on one side. We're going to flip them all over here and basically do the same to the other side. So good, decent coat of garlic powder. Oh, I'm running out here. Looks like I'm going to need to shop my handy Amazon or go to the store. Get me a little more garlic powder. I'm going to coat this side real good. Get a little extra on here for some flavor. And like I said, we're going to let these sit for about 30 minutes before we get them on the grill. Alright, those look nice and coated, and we'll leave them set. We'll get them on the grill. Okay, so these pork chops have been sitting for about 30 minutes with the seasoning on them. Look how that seasoning is really just kind of melted in here, and really that gives it a chance to soak into the meat real good and flavors the meat up a little bit. You know, you can let this set a little longer if you want. The flavors will soak in a little better. One thing I did want to mention too is this seasoning, if you're on a low carb or keto type diet, the amount of carbs really depend on the seasoning because the meat is primarily free. But this seasoning here, this specific seasoning, says it's about 2.5 carbs per tablespoon. So I would say there's somewhere in the vicinity of a tablespoon per pork chop here. So let's call it 2 to 3 carbs. That's still fantastic for a decent meal right here. I know this is not a full meal, but you might add a salad or some cottage cheese, all low carb stuff that complement this stuff very well. So let's get these on the propane grill, get a nice sear on them, and then we're going to put them over to the Green Mountain grill and cook them to temperature. So again, we're cooking these to 145 degrees. Okay, so we're going to get these on the propane grill first. This is just a Weber typical propane grill, but you can use charcoal if you want to sear them. You could just put them right on the whatever grill you're using, but I like to get a really nice sear on these. So we're going to put these on here. Probably leave them on about 2 minutes aside just to rotate them and get some really good sear marks, grill marks on there. And then we're going to get them over to the Green Mountain. Okay, so these have been on for about 4 minutes total. I flipped them and switched them around. Look at the nice sear marks on those. So like I said, I like to get a nice sear on those. We're gonna take these right now and move them to the Green Mountain Grill. Cook them to 145. Okay, so we're gonna get them on the Green Mountain Grill here. I have the temperature thermometer in the one, the thickest part right along the bone here, so the bone's gonna take the longest to cook and get to the right temperature. So that's why we want it right along the bone, so that we know these are cooked to 145 degrees and safe to eat. So again, we're cooking to temperature, not for time. Probably going to be somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes, but to temperature 145 degrees. Okay, so these pork chops have been on for about between 15 and 20 minutes. They are 145 right now, so we're going to go ahead and get them off the grill. Look at how nice and juicy those are. Look at that. Those look absolutely delicious. And we're going to take them off here. We're going to let these set for about 5 or 10 minutes. Just let them set on the cookie sheet. Alright, so look at those. I'm going to take them inside and get them covered. And we're going to cut into them in about 10 minutes. Okay, so these pork chops have been resting for about 15 minutes. We're going to go ahead. I like to cover them with the towel if they're on the counter. Keeps a little more heat in. So we'll get this guy. Of course, the biggest one, right? Get this guy on here. I'm going to add some mushrooms. It's cooked in butter and a little bit of seasoning. There's probably, actually that's probably not as big a portion as you could take. In half a cup, there's about 3 carbs. And as we said before, there's about 2 carbs in this pork chop. So 5 carb meal right here, that's pretty good. So let's cut this guy open. See what it looks like on the inside. Well, it's not too bad. That's pretty. Look at how moist that is right there. And the final step here, let's taste it. That seasoning we got on the outside, excellent. And the tenderness inside, excuse me, that's a little bit 145 degrees we cooked those two right there. So again, pork, you don't want to undercook that. And mushrooms, 5 carbs. Enjoy this. If you try it at home, remember to like my video, comment, let me know how yours turns out, and tune in next time. Thanks for stopping.